Gavin Wilkins. This is my brother, Kyle. Tell us how old you are.
14.
All right, Kyle, and how long have you been exercising for now?
Like 10 months roughly.
10 months, so almost a year.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 months to go. What do you think the hardest part about the process has been for you so far?
Gaining mass.
Gaining muscle mass?
Not muscle mass, just like mass.
Just like trying to gain weight?
Yeah.
All right. How do you feel after the 10 months of lifting though?
I felt like I became more stronger.
Okay, so like you gained muscular strength and endurance so far, but not like the mass you want yet.
No.
And that's normal since you are a beginner, but that's good because like eventually you're gonna get more. You're gonna build more mass. What do you believe you have to improve on as far as going through your lifting right now?
Probably my legs.
Your legs. What about like form or frequency or?
Probably like more consistent on my workouts.
Okay, so like you got to get to the gym more
and more like full body exercises.
So how much do you go to the gym now, and how much do you think you need to start going?
Now I only go like one time a week roughly, maybe at that, or like a few times a month.
Do you guys hear that? He only goes a couple times a month, maybe once or twice a week.
Back in the summer and like when I first started, I used to go consistently, but now it's just like I haven't been going that much because like school and stuff.
How old are you?
14.
And he's only 14, and he's been going, and he hasn't been consistent the past year, but he's still made this amount of progress. And as long as you guys follow these videos and this advice and these explanations of how to do certain things, you can at least achieve a beginner's physique, and then you keep going. A couple years goes by, you achieve more, and you can't just expect to gain muscle mass right off the bat. You can't just expect to become a bodybuilder like that. It's gonna take time, and I'm also training him a little bit and teaching him some things and giving him some of my knowledge and experience so that he can take that forward with him on his journey when he becomes like me in a couple of years. So on to other questions. How's your diet looking right now, and like what do you want to change about
I've been
it?
staying off like candy now. Like it's been weird. Since I like started to like eat better, I haven't been eating bad lately. Like I haven't been eating junk food, none of that.
Yeah.
Just mostly vegetables, fruits and meats and protein and all that.
And that's especially important, you guys, when you're growing up like he is, because he's only 14. You got to make sure, even when you're not growing up, you got to make sure you're eating your vegetables, your fruits, your meats, your dairy. And it's an omnivore diet. We're not trying to be vegetarian or carnivore strictly type diet. What we want to do is stick with all foods and take the benefits from all foods. And of course, different foods have their pros and cons. Vegetables generally have more antioxidants and nutrients and fiber than meats and dairy. Dairy and meats generally have more proteins, generally have less of the fiber, less of the vitamins. They have more of the muscle building proteins. And that's why these are all carbs though. And at the end of the day, whether it be a carb or a fat, you're still going to be able to gain weight as long as you're breaking that threshold, as long as you are potentially intaking more than you would normally. That's a caloric intake. If you want to build muscle mass, you can't be on a deficit. And that's why he's having a hard time right now, is because he is on a deficit. But once he continues to eat higher calories and starts to do more heavy lifting, he's going to build that muscle mass he needs. And not to say that high reps is bad or anything, but when you're starting out, you do want to build most of your muscle strength so that you have that foundation and that base later for building the muscle. All right, so going on to the next question. What exercises are you doing now, Kyle, and what do you think you'll change in the future?
Like, what do you mean?
Okay, so as far as like each muscle group, like say for arms, like what are you doing for arms?
I'm basically just doing dumbbells, push-ups, triceps, and like working different parts of my biceps, like the inner, outer, middle, and like my chest. I'm basically doing push-ups.
So already in your journey with fitness and stuff, you've already developed a mind-muscle connection. He's already done that. He's already developed how to hit each muscle head with a specific contraction. That's very important. He's gotten one of the most important things down. And this is something I've covered in the last video, is that you have to worry about muscle contraction. This is one of the most important things. And this is what's going to help him out mostly when he, in a couple more years. Can you help us with some form today? Like, can you show us how to properly do exercises?
So basically, when you're holding the dumbbells, if you want to do like a bicep curl, you want to have your elbows kind of like straight forward, inwards, and you don't want to like curl like this. You want to be curling straight so you get that full you can feel the full
range of motion. Yeah, and if you look at him, if he turns to the side, and we're gonna do other examples of form on each different exercise, but just talking strictly on bicep curls now. So what he's doing is, so come closer to the camera. What he's doing essentially is he's keeping his elbows straight, parallel with his body, so right back here. And as he comes up, this is a concentric movement. You're squeezing the muscle fiber as you come up. And then as you come down, it's eccentric. You're stretching it. You're stretching all the muscle fibers, your tendons. The joint is coming down from its range of motion. And then as you come up, you squeeze the muscle, and then you come back down. But you're always squeezing the muscle through the full range of motion. You're trying to keep the tension on the muscle as you're doing it. All right, you guys, so Kyle is going to teach you the movement.
Basically, if you want a good push-up exercise to work basically the bicep and shoulders, or chest, you want to have your arms kind of outwards and your hands pointed inwards for a good push-up. If you want to work out the tricep part of your arm, you want to have your elbows inwards, and you want to just have your fingers pointed straight, and boom, just like that.
Exactly. So you want to do a couple push-ups for us to show us?
So I'll go with the first one, with the biceps right here. You want to have them pointed, like face that way.
Yeah, so you guys see how his fingers are pointed towards each other? He's working all the outer and inner chest. He's stretching those muscle fibers and contracting them. This is good form specifically for working out your pectoral muscles. And when he brings his hands inside and his elbows inwards, he's working his tricep muscles and his shoulders, his rear deltoids. You can also work, this is a good compound exercise for all muscle groups. But at the same time, you do want to do this generally mostly for triceps, shoulders, and chest. All right, you guys, Kyle's now going to show you guys the sit-up form.
So basically, when you're doing a proper sit-up, you want to have your back straight, and you want to control your breathing. You want to go
in through your nose, out through your mouth.
And you want to squeeze this part of your abs real tight as you're going up.
Yeah, not too tight, but just tight enough to where
you can feel it.
Yeah, and the motion is already dynamic. So, yeah, go ahead.
From the side or right?
Yeah, from the side. And he's trying to keep his back as straight as he can all through the movement. And you will try to breathe through your nose all the way through the movement and out through your mouth at the top. So as you go down, breathe through your nose. As you go up, breathe through your mouth. Or exhale out of your mouth, I should say. And that's perfect form right there, you guys. And what you can do is all these exercise examples we're showing you, you can do them statically or dynamically. And basically what that means is static is you're holding the position isometrically, whereas dynamic is you're doing the full range of motion. The next exercise is going to be teaching you guys good squat form. All right, so Kyle, what I want you to do is keep your toes in line with your shoulders.
Apart.
Yep, exactly.
Keep them straight, and you want to kind of like lean like on your heels, and you want to just go down.
Exactly, and then another important thing to remind them of is to push through your heels and not on the balls of your feet. and that'll give you better range of motion on your quadricep muscles, your hamstrings, and your glutes. And also, if you want to hit each side of the quadricep muscle differently, so for instance, if you want to hit the outside or the inside differently, all you would do is make sure your knees are pointed a bit more inward for the outside part, or make sure your knees are pointed a bit more outward for the inside head. And this, it won't mess your form up, but you have to make sure that you're doing it very limitedly. Don't over exaggerate the movement, or you're not going to hit each head differently. The regular squat form is good in general already, so stick with that, you guys. Once you're not a beginner anymore, go on to more difficult squat exercises. Alrighty, you guys, Kyle's now going to show you good pull-up form.
Alright, a good pull-up is you want to have your scapulars out like you're a fish, right? And you want to have your back straight and pull up to where like your chest is hitting the thing. So
yeah, so chest going to the bar, and make sure to push these out. There you go. And try to squeeze the back muscles, the upper back, as you're going up. And the reason why he says to bring your chest to the bar is because the range of motion is not to bring your head to the bar, but bring your chest to it. That way you can achieve muscle contraction, optimal and maximal. All right. We don't kip, right? No kipping. No kipping in this house. Let's go, champ. See how he's not kipping, you guys? He's keeping a straight. Even if he's not doing a lot of repetitions, he's still getting the muscle contraction. He still has good form. He's still making strength and muscle gains. There you guys have it.